why should we stop now? Why should we stop building the train now if we've already started? I think we should stop now and cut our losses before we've spent way too much money. The money that we have yet to spend from the bonds and the federal grants would be shifted to efforts and new agencies towards the money that we have. Rather than spending it on building this train, we can spend it on other agencies towards like the drought solutions and other areas that need spending, such as education. Transportation projects make up the largest amount of state infrastructure spending. Education facilities, K through 12 and higher education, receive a significant share of the state's infrastructure resources as well, nearly as much as transportation. The HSR cut causes an even greater shift towards transportation infrastructure funding, taking funding away from the education. This is why it makes more sense to stop spending the money that we have on building the train and put it towards other areas that might need that money. Also on the issue that the train ridership will increase if we have the high-speed rail, it is wrong in the sense it's actually the case that planes and cars will be much more efficient than using the train. If automobiles are able to meet the administration's latest fuel economy targets and consumers continue to replace the nation's auto fleet at the usual rates, cars and light trucks on the road in 2020 will be almost 25% more energy efficient than they are today on average, and by 2030 they will be 38% more fuel efficient, which means that more people would probably use their own cars or their individual transportation cars instead of going on a high-speed rail, because in the future the cars are going to improve, which make them more efficient. Also for planes, the energy efficiency of air travel has increased on an average 2% per year since 1980, and Boeing promises that its 787 plane will be 20% more fuel efficient than comparable planes today. In addition, jet engine makers have a set a goal of doubling fuel efficiency by 2012. And again, this is another reason why train ridership is not technically going to increase, just because they have made this high-speed rail, because the planes and cars have become more efficient. Also, she also stated that the high-speed rail would create more jobs, but it's not necessarily the case. Because in creating the train, it will cost California more to create jobs than the previously said. It estimates made by Association of American Railroads, they claim that a $1 billion investment in rail will generate 20,000 jobs. The $1 billion job estimate for investment refers to construction, maintenance, and the purchase of equipment such as locomotives and train cars to run on rail lines. At the most basic level, that works out to $50,000 per job and would likely represent a subsidy higher than the wages paid to the typical worker. There's also in terms of jobs, there's a growing trend towards replacing people with machines. It's naive to believe that this won't affect the high-speed rail jobs. As more and more retail jobs are taken by machines, people are finding it harder to find jobs. And if something like retail can be replaced, it shows that cashiers and ticket sales people are even less necessary. So just because they make the high-speed rail, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to create more jobs with the high-speed rail, because we are already replacing the job with machines and technology as it is, so it's not necessarily true.